We are now 4 days away from the showdown that everyone in the Hoosier State has been looking forward to between the Fighting Irish and the Indiana Hoosiers, as we welcome in our partner Eric Hansen of Inside Indy Sports. Eric, this game is so meaty for the folks here in Northern Indiana because everybody knows people who have both IU and Notre Dame people in their family. But from a national standpoint, these are two programs that really couldn't have different pedigrees.
It is really interesting, having been somebody that covered Indiana early in their career. You know, this program that was in the shadow of Bob Knight and the basketball program for so long and had some bursts here and there, but never something like this. Never a season where they had 11 wins, where a national championship was the prize at the end of the rainbow. Right. And then to have it on this stage where they're playing one of the biggest traditional blue bloods in college football is a really interesting contrast. And these teams in the same state don't play each other very often.
Wow, they haven't played since the early 90s. And I think that adds to the intrigue, the fact that they could have been sent anywhere in the country, but their fans do not have to travel far to come to this game if they can find tickets, which of course is an entirely different story that we're not going to delve into. But we were talking, this is arguably the biggest football game that Indiana has ever played in. And while it's a football game unlike anything Notre Dame's played in, right, it's probably not the biggest football game Notre Dame's played in the modern era.
It's not. The uniqueness of it makes it so intriguing. You think about different junctures, the 1988 national championship, but if you make kind of that the cutoff point and say, what about post-Lou Holtz era? This would certainly be in the top five. You have the BCS national championship game in 2012, the two 4-team playoff games in this. And yet this feels like maybe the most realistic shot Notre Dame has at a national title in any of those opportunities.
Yeah, I think that's fair. As we look at the game itself, and I know we've been talking about this matchup now for a little bit more than a week and will continue to do so, it feels to me like Notre Dame has prepared for this moment ever since Northern Illinois. They have, in essence, we've heard Marcus Freeman say, been playing playoff games all year long, whereas for Indiana, I'm not sure this became real until probably about November. Are they ready for the moment, do you think?
I think they're coaches. I think Kirk Cignati is.
Sure.
I think he's ready, and we'll Google him about that. But you wonder how they're going to react to the crowd, to the big stage. You know, they had a couple of big stage games. One they won against Michigan, one they got blown out against Ohio State. But they do have a leadership team that is confident, that's going to give them some confidence. But I do think it's a question on how they're going to handle this. We've seen that with Notre Dame on the big stage under Brian Kelly. You know, were they ready for the moment? Sometimes they were, sometimes they got kind of pushed off the stage.
And that's the beauty of it. You just don't know until you get to see it. And of course, we're going to get to see it right here in town just a few days from now. Notre Dame and Indiana will play under the lights at Notre Dame Stadium in the first ever college football playoff game held at Notre Dame Stadium.
I'm Pete Byrne from WSBT-22 News. For more Notre Dame stories, like and subscribe to the WSBT-22 YouTube page. Thanks for watching.